If you're noticing these signs, keep going. You're not lost. You're aligned. There comes a moment in every man's journey when the world gets quieter. Not because the noise disappears, but because something within you transforms. The people who once cheered for you vanish. The validation that once drove you, it feels empty now. The applause, it fades, like the illusion it always was. And yet, you keep walking. You choose silence over applause. Why? Because you're now walking the path of truth, not comfort. Seneca once said, "If a man does not know which harbor he seeks, no wind is favorable. But once you do know, every storm becomes a teacher. Every resistance becomes your fuel, and that silence becomes sacred." Progress isn't measured by ease, it's measured by endurance. So if you're feeling uncertain, cracked, lonely, that's your sign. You're shedding an old skin. You're outgrowing the version of you that once begged to be accepted. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do the right thing. The rest, it doesn't matter." You'll notice people distancing themselves. You'll feel misunderstood. But we don't fold for comfort. We only bow to the weight of truth. This path isn't crowded. It echoes, it shadows. It's often lonely, but it's real. And if you still rise every morning with purpose, if you still choose discipline over indulgence, principles over popularity, depth over distraction, then listen carefully. You are not lost. You are evolving. You begin to feel detached from cheap pleasures. A subtle, aching shift begins, where the things that once thrilled you now feel hollow. Dopamine hits, shallow wins, endless noise. They no longer feed you. They drain you. Now you crave stillness, not chaos. You no longer chase validation because the war has begun within. Epictetus warned, "It is impossible to learn that which you think you already know." So you begin to unlearn. Unlearn the lies we've been sold. What success should look like. What pleasure should feel like. What it really means to live. When you start shedding superficiality, when entertainment bores you, when comfort disgusts you, you are not breaking down. You are being cleansed. That's not emptiness. It's space. Space for something higher to take root. You attract silence, not attention. You stop explaining yourself to those who can't hear your silence. Because silence is not absence. It is mastery. The world may worship noise, but the Stoic knows the strongest storms move in silence. Seneca reminded us, surround yourself with those who will improve you. Welcome those whom you can improve. As you move forward, fewer walk with you, not because you've lost them, but because you're walking in a direction they cannot follow. It's not isolation, it's ascension. If you feel the distance growing between you and the world, do not stop. Do not turn back. Keep walking. You're not becoming cold, you're becoming clear. You stop reacting. You start reflecting. Not because you're numb, but because you're wise. When insulted, you don't fight back. When chaos strikes, you don't panic. You pause, you breathe, you observe. Because now you understand true power doesn't shout. It watches. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." That's when you know. You're no longer ruled by impulse, but by reason. And in that sacred moment, when you face the storm and remain unmoved, that's not weakness. That's command. That's clarity. That's strength. So if the world feels heavy, if you're walking alone, doubted, unseen, good. It means you're becoming. This is not the time to retreat. This is the time to rise. We are not here to be liked. We are here to be unshakable.